Welcome to the Matt Review Royals podcast, recorded and produced on March 1st, 2016. Today, I have the legend George Brett's final game at Kauffman Stadium as my flashback, a Moustakas player highlight, and all the Royals news from the last 2 weeks. Sorry about the lack of Royals news last week, but I was recording that at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, and I finally decided to get that out on Thursday. But today, I will have a more normal episode. As always, my social media is in the description, along with all the sources from this week. The sources for this week are also in my liked tweets on my Twitter. Now, on to today's podcast. Okay, trades and signings this week. Not really any notable ones. On the 19th, the Royals placed Jason Vargas on the 60-day disabled list. And on the 19th, the Royals signed right-hand pitcher Mike Minor to a minor league contract, and they invited him to spring training. Those are really the only notable trades this week. As the weather begins to warm up, the hot stove will begin to cool off. Royals flashback. Okay, today I'm doing the George Brett final game at Kauffman Stadium. George Brett was a player for the Royals from 1977 to 1993. He only played on the Royals. His final game, the Royals won the game 3-2. George Brett scored the tying run to a crowd in front of a crowd of 37,000 fans. George Brett, in this game, he hit his third at bat. He hit into a double play, and his fourth at bat, he hit a ball that got him out, but it did score the tying run of the game. Then after that, he went on to Texas, where he finished his career. In his last game, George Brett kissed home plate after the end of the game. Yeah, his RBI in that game was his 1,595th, tying him with Mike Schmidt for the second on the career list. Ironically, Brett said during one spring training that when things weren't going well, that he admired the way Schmidt abruptly retired when he decided that he could not play up to his own standards. He was a great player, and this was the best way for him to show that he will be forever Royal. Who is the not only man, but also a large, four-legged mammal who is native to Canada? I'll give you a hint. It's not Ted Cruz. It is, however, Mike Moustakas. Moustakas was born on September 11, 1988, in Chatsworth, California. In high school, he was a starting infielder all 4 years and was the star of his team, leading them to a 124-11 record. He was voted Player of the Year in his sophomore and junior years. He hit 52 home runs, a still standing record of his hometown. He was drafted right out of college by the Royals in 2007, first round draft pick, second overall. He was widely regarded as the best prospect, and he, along with another Kansas City prospect, Eric Hosmer, led the Omaha Storm Chasers. He was named the Texas League Player of the Year after hitting 3 home runs and 11 RBIs in one game. He made his debut on June 9th, 2011, and went 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. In 2011, he set the new Royals record of 47 straight games without an error. In 2014, Moustakas struggled enough to be demoted back to AAA, but came back ready to hit. He had an amazing rest of the season. In 2015, he was an All-Star and set the Royals' current RBI record in one game at 11, 1 grand slam, 3 home runs, and a 2-run single. He passed George Brett's old record. Okay, so now time for the news. This week I spent about 4 hours going through my Twitter feed and finding interesting tweets and stories. I could not get to everything because this week has been a crazy week. My first article story is about who needs to improve. I think this was Royals review, or this might have just been my own knowledge. Yeah. Okay, so the Royals are always looking for improvement from Omar Infante, Christian Clone, Mike Moustakas, Lorenzo Kane, Gerard Dyson, Alex Horn, and lots of the pitching staff. Kansas City is known for having an outstanding defense, and all of the players I just named are outstanding defenders, but some are only on the team for their defense. Second base. Moustakas spent time in the minors because of his offense and came back and did much better in the second half of 2014. Kane could be a 310 hitter, and we just don't know about Dyson. Gordon is in my mind being paid too much for not even batting 290. Last year he hit about 250. A lot of the pitchers are going to have to prove themselves in spring training because of the front office wanting 6 or 7 innings from all the starters and no hitters from the working guys, which is a little unrealistic. Article 2. Who is fighting for a spot? I tweeted at Jeffrey Flanagan to ask him about about what he thought the pitching staff would be in 2016. He responded with a 5-man rotation of the big 3, meaning Volquez, Vargas, and Kennedy. And the last 2 spots would be down to Young, Medlin, and Duffy. That is one area that will be worked out in spring training. Also, second base is up for grabs between Christian Clone and Omar Infante. Omar had a horrid year on offense last year, and Clone almost never played. But Clone was an essential member to winning the World Series. He had like one decent play that people are forgetting about. Again, that's what spring training is all about. And finally, right field. Bubba Sterling is on call if Dyson ends up being a bust, as he most likely is going to be a starter in right field for the regular season. He has never been a starting player before, still he will be interesting to watch. My next article is about Jason Vargas. In August of last season, Jason, is it Jason Vargas? Yeah, it's Jason Vargas. I think so. Jason Jackson. Shoot, what's his name? Come on, guys. Okay, it is Jason Vargas. I am weird today. Jason Vargas underwent Tommy John surgery. The usual recovery time is 14 months, which would put Vargas back in October if he did take 14 months. But the Royals usually keep pitchers in the minors to ensure proper recovery, and they do not want to rush their players' arms, which is their prized possessions. And the Royals don't necessarily need another starting pitcher. A 5-man rotation, which they're currently looking at, is a lot of players. So more than likely, he will not play at all this year, but, you know, it is always possible. Alex Horn did come back faster than expected after his injury last year. In my transcript, which is in the description below, I have all of the new arrivals to the team and the departures as of, I think, Wednesday this week. Yeah. Okay, and I also wanted to talk about something real quick. So this episode was supposed to go out on Wednesday originally, but I ended up not being able to produce it on Wednesday, and actually wasn't able to work on it very much on Tuesday. I say that I produce all my videos is where they come out, but actually I start like Saturday before they come out, and then it gets put out on Wednesday. So this has been a big episode. Yeah, so I think that's gonna change a little bit. From now on, I think they're going to come out Friday at 8 o'clock this time. And also, I think the player highlight is going to be like the player highlight and the player highlight and the flashback. I really do like the flashback and the player highlight. I'm working on them, but I'm gonna take a while. I could see doing player highlights because those are cool in the future. But yeah, flashback are not really. I'm kind of rambling now. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of take more of a statistics standpoint on Royals baseball. So that means you're going to see a lot more articles from Lee Judge, Jeffrey Flanagan, and then also Mike Petrie, who works with Moustakas a lot. And then I'm going to be talking about stuff like exit velocity and what that means and why. We'll look at it. I think that I'm kind of more comfortable talking about stuff like that